Okay, today we're going to be covering the volume of pyramids. So looking at our formula chart here, we're going to go down to the volume section, and for pyramids or cones, we have volume equals 1/3 base times height. And now this is the same formula we used for cones. However, big B, which stands for area of our base, the base shape is going to be different. Yesterday was a circle, and now we're going to be looking at it can either be a rectangle, a square, or a triangle. So let's go ahead and get into the first page. We're going to look at a rectangular pyramid. So whenever we're finding the area, or I'm sorry, the volume of a pyramid, again, the formula is volume equals 1/3 base times height. Now, remember, the big B stands for area of our base. So whenever we're trying to find the volume of a rectangular pyramid, this now becomes volume equals 1/3 length times width times height. Now, the length of your rectangles here, we're multiplying this by our width. This would be our base, so we're just trying to find the area of this. And we know that whenever we try to find the area of a rectangle, it's just length times width. Well, now that we have found our area of our base, now we have to determine the height of this pyramid. Now remember, it's always from the center of your base to the vertex or peak of your shape. Now, if you were given a slant height here, you would not be able to use that. What you could do, you could use the Pythagorean theorem to find this missing height. But luckily, I don't believe you are required to do that today. So that is if you have a rectangular pyramid. Now looking here, you can also have a triangular pyramid. So here, this is just an example. It says determine to the nearest tenth the volume of the given solid. Now remember that the formula is volume equals 1/3 times base times height. So this is what this says here. 1/3 times big B stands for area of our base times our height. Now here, looking at our image here, if you notice here, they labeled this as leg, and hypotenuse. Again, that extends to the Pythagorean theorem, to which you can use that if you have a missing side that you need to find, a missing length that you need to find. So since my base shape is a triangle, going over here, the area of a triangle is area equals 1/2 base times height. So that is what they substituted here. And the height that you use to find the area of your base is different from what you use for the height here. Here, whenever we talk about triangles, finding area, we always think of base and height. So here, to find the area of our base, they used 18 and 22. That's what they put here. And now our height, again, is the height of our shape. So that is the distance from the peak to the base shape. So that is going to be 14 here. So whenever we plug this in, this simplifies to 198. That's what our base, or the area of our base, simplifies to. And after simplifying this in our calculator, we would find that the volume is going to be 924 centimeters cubed. Okay, so those are just a few examples on rectangular and triangular pyramids. Let's go ahead and actually find the volume of these pyramids. So for example, one here, we have a rectangular pyramid. So here it says shape of our base. It's going to be a rectangle. Okay, so here, this is going to be my base shape, and that is my B. So remember, big B stands for area of the base, and the area of the base formula is going to be length times width. Or you can do base times height. We're just going to go ahead and stick to length times width. So to find the area of my base, since the area of my base is length times width, big B equals length times width. So this is going to be 2 times 5. And 2 times 5 is going to equal 10. So the area of my base is 10. Now my height of my pyramid is from the center of my base shape to the peak, and it is telling me that that is 5. So my height is 5. So now, again, we learned over here that the volume to find the area of a rectangular pyramid is 1/3 base times height. Well, let me go ahead and rewrite that. So volume equals 1/3 base times height. So 1/3, I'm sorry, area of my base times my height. So the area of my base was 10. So I have 1/3 times 10 times my height. Now my height here is 5. So in my calculator, I'm going to put control divide. It'll pop up my fraction. So 1 on top, 3 on the bottom. I'm going to step out of the fraction. Now I'm multiplying this by the area of my base, which was 10, times the height of my pyramid, which is 5. When I press enter, we get 50/3. We have to convert this to a decimal. So I'm going to press menu, to number, and 1 to convert to decimal. And now I get 16.66 repeating. So I'm going to round this to the nearest tenth place, and this is now 16.7. So the volume of this pyramid is going to be 16.7 inches. Since its volume, the unit is the power is going to be 3. So inches cubed. So Alt 0179 will get you inches cubed. Okay, that's example 1. Let's go ahead and look at example 2. So for example 2 here, here's our base shape. It is also a rectangular pyramid. Now, actually, I'm sorry, this is not a rectangular pyramid. If you see here, the side lengths are 11 and 11. So the shape of our base is going to be a square. And to find the area of this square, we're going to take the length times the width. So again, the area of my base is big B, and this equals length times width. And our length is 11, and our width is 11. So in my calculator, I'm going to take 11 times 11, and I get 121. So the area of my base is going to be 121. Now H, the height of my my pyramid is going to be from the center of my base shape to the peak, and it tells us here that that is 12. So next, now I can find the volume of this pyramid, which again, the formula was volume equals 1/3 base times height. Now I have 1/3, the area of my base is 121, times the height of my pyramid is 12. So in my calculator now, I'm going to type that in exactly as I have written it. So I'm going to put control divide, 1 on top, 3 on the bottom. I'm going to step out of the fraction. I'm multiplying 121 times 12. Now here I get 484. So the volume of this pyramid is 484 centimeters cubed. To get the cube symbol, we're going to put Alt 0179, and it'll give me the superscript 3. So that was finding the volume of a rectangular pyramid. Now let's go ahead and look at finding the volume of a triangular pyramid. And we're going to start off by looking at example 3. So here I noticed that my base shape is a triangle. And I'm going to go ahead and type that right there. Okay, this is going to be my B. That is my base shape. Now to find, it's asking me now for the formula for B. And again, B stands for area of your base shape. Now your base shape is a triangle, so the area of a triangle is area equals 1/2 base times height. So here is 1/2. So I'm going to put 1/2 times base times height. So now let's go ahead and find the area of my base. So this was B equals 1/2 times base times height. Now here you're going to get two heights, but what's important for you to recognize is that we're only talking about looking at our base shape. Okay, we're not concerned with this height yet. This is going to be the height of my 3D image, or of my pyramid. So looking here, finding the area of my triangle, I have 1/2. Now, between 3 and 4, you can do whichever you want as B and whichever you want as H. Because remember, this is a leg, and this would be your hypotenuse. Both of your legs are attached to that 90-degree angle. So those are the two lengths that you want to look at. So here, my base would be 3 times my height, which would be 4. So in my calculator, let's go ahead and find the area. So I have 1 over 2, so control divide, 1/2. My base was 3 and my height was 4, so 1/2 times 3 times 4, I get 6. So big B, the area of my base, equals 6. So now let's go ahead and find the height of my pyramid. Now the height of my pyramid is going to be 4. It is from the center of my base shape to the peak, and here it tells me that that is 4. So to find the area of, to find the volume of this pyramid, again, the formula is volume equals 1/3 area of my base times my height. Now I have 1/3, the area of my base was 6. Now I'm multiplying that by my height, which is 4. So in my calculator, I'm going to put control divide, 1 on top, 3 on the bottom. I'm multiplying this by 6 and by 4. 6 times 4, which is 8. So the volume of this pyramid is going to be 8 miles cubed. And cubed, we press Alt 0179. So that is example 3. Let's go ahead and take a look at example 4, the last example. So again, here we have another triangular pyramid, and here is my base shape. That is my B. So the shape of the base is going to be a triangle, and the formula for big B stands for area of your base shape. So area of my base, the area of a triangle, again, is 1/2, so 1 over 2, times base times height. So let's go ahead and find the area of my base. Now, remember, this is area of my base equals 1/2 times base times height. Now remember, this is my leg, a leg, and a hypotenuse. We're throwing this back to Pythagorean Theorem. So I have 1/2 times my base. I don't want anything to do with this 10. I'm only concerned with the 8 and the 6 because that would be the base of my triangle and this would be the height. So 1/2 times 8 times 6. Well, that's going to equal 24, but just to show you in the calculator, 1 on top, 2 on the bottom, I'm multiplying this by 8 by 6, and I get 24. So 1/2 times 8 times 6 equals 24. So the area of my base, big B, is 24. Now H, which is the height of my pyramid, now that's going to be from the center of my shape to the peak, and here it tells me that that is 10. So now that I have found the area of my base and I have established my height, I can now apply this into the formula. To find the volume of this pyramid is 1/3 times base times height. So here I have 1/3 times the area of my base is 24 times the height, which is 10. So in my calculator now, I'm just going to type that as it appears. So control divide, 1 on top, 3 on the bottom. I'm multiplying this by 24 and 10, and now I get 80. So here the volume of this pyramid is going to be 80 miles cubed, because we're talking about volume. And to get the cube symbol, which again is the 3, we're going to hold the Alt key, and we're going to type in the letter 0179. Okay, so that was finding volume of rectangular and triangular pyramids. Go ahead and complete your assignment so we can update your grade, or we can put in your grade in Skyward. And if you have any further questions, please feel free to reach out to us.